Hello! Missed me? I know you did. It doesn't have to be a secret. Although, I love secrets. Welcome! This is the second episode of. Well, actually, it's not second episode. It's the very first episode of me doing a speed build on The Sims 4. But it's not a second episode because it's not the same project. You see how insightful this is? So basically, in this video, I have taken inspiration from an actual house that really exists. That's why it's probably not gonna look very pretty in the end. it's one of my best friend's parents' house, and I thought, why not use this as inspiration to do this video. Because I have started this very recently. I am not sure if I am actually skilled to be doing this kind of shit, but but then I thought, if I give it a try, maybe I'll get better with time. The thing is, because I don't have I don't trust myself with doing very elaborated things. I am not sure how it can come across, and because I don't have a lot of experience either, I thought it would be better to take inspiration from places I actually know in real life. And from these places, I thought it would be easier than to improve little by little by building houses that hopefully will look prettier with time and with each episode. And the thing is, so I was saying this is a different project from the one I've started recently on my channel, which is the Zapping Zone. And the Zapping Zone, as I said during the first episode, is like some kind of TV studio show I am making and kind of changing and improving over time. But this is just like a simple separate episode of me building just a house. Like there's gonna be a few, like there should be a few in the future on the channel, so there are two separate projects. And this one basically is a place I've been to a few weeks ago that I should go back. I will go back to probably tomorrow. I'm not sure if I have time because I'm actually visiting my best friend parents' city. Is that how you say that? I guess so. And that's pretty much, no, pretty much is a bit strong, but that's kind of like how their house looks like. It looks much better in real life. But then, it's because I've taken inspiration from a real life place that it's probably not gonna look like it's very pretty in the game. Like, I've been watching a lot of Sims 4 YouTubers, and they are very skilled and very talented in what they're doing, and they know how to build very cute places. And I don't have that. I'm just gonna be fully honest. I don't. I just don't. So hopefully I will get better with time, and obviously all suggestions and pieces of advice are very welcome in the comment section. But yeah, I just got to improve because there's a lot of things that I don't think there's still a lot of things that I don't think I can do and that I need to learn. And at the moment, as you can see, I'm still using pretty much the base game elements. So yeah, there isn't much development in my game. And as I said for in the comments that I did for the Zapping Zone project and in the first episode of Zapping Zone project, basically I'm looking to get some expansion packs and some kits, but because there's so many of them by now, I really don't know which ones to start with. And really would love if you guys could suggest me some packs, like what would be best to start up with. I would really love to see that, like to read these in the comments, because oh, I really don't know what to start with. Like there's so much stuff, and I actually played The Sims 4 the first time pretty much like a few weeks or a few months after it came out, but that was like 7 years ago. So now that I'm starting playing the game again after all this time, I'm actually quite lost. And what you're watching right now has been speeded up no less than 4 times. So you will get the gist of how much time I am actually spending on the build. But then I guess with experience I will be improving over time. There's a lot of room for improvement, definitely. And I've not done, I know I've not done this properly, because as you can see, I've not done this in the correct or in the right order. Usually you completely build the place, like you put all the rooms, all the doors, all the walls, all the doors, everything, the windows. But here, as you can see, I pretty much went and added stuff as I went along. Like it looks like I thought I had finished actually building the house, but it turns out I hadn't. So while putting furniture in the different rooms, I noticed that there were some stuff from the building that were missing, like doors or walls or stuff like this, and so I had to change them while putting the furniture in. And so this does not quite look like the video I'm used to watch on YouTube, that look much more professional than what you're seeing right now. But as I said, I have to make these mistakes to get better. So that's pretty much what I can say about my lack of skills as a beginner. And now we are already into the living room. Well, it's not. Yeah, it's the living room. It's the living room with the fireplace. It's the living room where you can sit on the sofa and watch the TV. And the funny thing with my friend's place is that the sofa is so far away from the TV, because the TV actually is in the dining room. So it's kind of weird. And the thing is, I wanted to have this open door, kind of like opening between the two rooms, but then this is not big enough, I would say. I mean, obviously I wasn't gonna replicate exactly what her house looks like, especially that I don't have, there's so many things, so many pieces of furniture and stuff that I don't have with, because as I said, I don't have the expansion kits or the expansion packs or the kits. So obviously this would help me replicate any kind of place much more than I'm doing this one now. But then the purpose of this is not to actually replicate perfectly what the place is like, thankfully, as well. because it's not the point to really reproduce a place that's real, I like the idea of my friend keeping some kind of privacy, because I don't think she really asked for that either. let's say that it just was some inspiration for this build. I guess there's so many other places I could have taken inspiration from, but for some reason this is the one place I thought I would start up with, especially that it's not so hard to make, as you can see. But the funny thing is that in the same time, there's actually a second story to this place, like a floor above the ground floor, that I decided not to do in this video because I thought I'm not that skilled enough to do it like very quickly, and it would have been too much to for me to build a house with two stories on the very first episode or very first video. So probably I will probably do it later, but I thought the ground floor where her parents actually live would be big enough for me to work on. That would be her parents' bedroom. But there's another big place you might have noticed at the front next to the kitchen that's not so much of a place where they really spend much time in, because it's actually the garage, and the garage is like full of old furniture and old stuff that they barely use anymore, but it's very big and it takes up a lot of space, and I wasn't really sure how to reproduce this, and because I don't even have access to a proper garage door, and so I think this will probably come with me getting some expansion packs or some kits. But right now I randomly picked some doors that I thought would be closest to some garage doors. But right now we are in her bedroom, what would be her bedroom, and yeah, I actually did it once before recording, and the dimensions of the different rooms were much more off than this reproduction is, like this replica is, so I'm much more comfortable with this one, even though some walls might be a little off, like, well, maybe not her room, but maybe her parents' room is way bigger than it should be. But then again, as I said, I've taken inspiration from the place. I didn't have to reproduce it properly, like exactly how it was. And we just saw the garage door I was talking about. So yeah, that's pretty much the closest I could find to garage doors. So as I said, I really need to get some packs or some kits that would make stuff look much closer to what I would like to reproduce, or what I would like to basically make simply, because even though I don't have to exactly reproduce some places, I would at least like them to look like how I imagine them. And so I randomly put stuff, like pretty much anything, in this place. I didn't really know what to do with it. It's a garage, so it doesn't really have windows or anything. It's pretty dark. I should at least have put some lights. I didn't even put some lights in, because there's quite some time I wanted to spend on the garden as well, because they have a very big garden, and this place, obviously, I mean, proportionally, this place is much, I guess, smaller than what they have in my friend has and their family have in real life, because their garden is much bigger than this. But I particularly wanted to reproduce that side of the house because there's a nice pool, as you can see it, and they have a little pond as well, which is very cute, with some fishes in them. And the other side is actually much bigger. The other side of the garden on the other side of the house is much bigger, but then I didn't really know how to reproduce it, because as I said, for the furniture or the garage door or stuff like this, I don't think I have access to that much trees, bushes in the base game, so there isn't much I could have done. And because on the other side of the house there isn't that many windows, I thought I will just put some big trees, as you can see it afterwards, like later on in the video, just to block the view, like to hide the fact that there's no windows on the other side of the house, because it's basically the garage space taking up most of the other side. But on this side it's very cute, and that's the reason why I wanted to spend much more time for that part of the garden. And so there's, as I said, the swimming pool. There's actually no stairs there, but the place is kind of in a slope, as you can see, like going backwards is going down, and it's naturally like evening out, like it's naturally like the top of the garden, like the front of the garden is flat, and it's basically on the same level as the front door of the house. But then here, because you have different levels in the house itself, I had to build some kind of platform for the main entrance, and that's what you're looking at the moment. I'm kind of reproducing what they have in front of their house. So basically it's a bit like, it's not a grid, I don't know how you call that. It's a bridge, and you know they have some leaves on top of them, and they have some grapes to make wine, but this is some kind of like plants and leaves that I don't have access to either in the base game, so I couldn't really decorate these with leaves. But then I was able to put some trees. I was able to use I don't know if it's actually, no, it's not really a mode. It's not really a mode. It's, I would say, a trick. Like when you know you can shrink or grow stuff. Yeah. So I used this to make the trees look closer to what I wanted them to look like, because those were originally too big, and so that's why I like this trick so much. It came in very handy. And then this part of the garden, I didn't really know what to do with it. Like, am I going with a platform? And I thought, no, because there's so many like plants and so many bushes and little trees, and that would be it for this, I guess, very first episode of me actually doing a speed build of a house. Obviously, you are very welcome to keep an eye on the Zapping Zone project, of which a second episode should come out soon, and then I will keep trying to make houses. Well, I was gonna say like this one, but obviously better than this one. So if you have any suggestions, you are very welcome to make them in the comment section. I will try to take inspiration from other places, and at the same time focus on making the outside of the houses I make prettier. But as you can see, there's still a lot I need to learn and need to catch up on, and obviously it will get better over time. Thank you very much for watching this one, for following me. You are very welcome to follow me if you're not already subscribed to my channel yet. And see you later. Bye bye.